Hi everybody, it's me, Pamela from the Starlight Stitchery. Amanda's behind the camera today, so she just said hi over there. But this is very late, I know. It's because I went on like a 3-week drive to Texas and back to visit some family, but we're doing our Edgar Allan Poe box reveal. We're going to show you the cool stuff that we put in this box and take a look at what we've got, the patterns, all of that kind of stuff. Just as a reminder, if you haven't watched our videos before, our stitch boxes are a new thing that we've started doing at the end of last year. And our stitch boxes are themed boxes that will have several patterns in it, which is something that we really like about doing our boxes, is working with a bunch of different designers to bring a whole bunch of patterns in here for you, along with fabric that we're dyeing ourselves. And at least 3 flosses usually go into our boxes that we hand dye, and we've also worked with some other dyers. So all sorts of things are open for the future. We will have another box coming up soon, and we will announce it very shortly, put it on sale very shortly, as well as maybe a couple of other boxes that are coming up later in the year. So be sure to follow us on social media. On Instagram, we're Star Stitchery. That's probably the best place to get your info, or sign up for our email newsletter. I'll put all the links down here. So let's talk about the Edgar Allan Poe box. It went out last month, the end of March. Edgar, as you can see, I'm wearing my Edgar Allan Poe shirt here, and he's one of my favorite authors, always has been. I have a master's degree in literature, and so I've always been kind of a book nerd, and I like creepy stuff, and, you know, creepy stuff and literature sort of intersect with Poe, and he's great. He's one of my favorites. So I was really excited about the theme for this box, and I was super excited to see the different patterns that designers came up with here. But first of all, let's take a look at the goodies that were in the box. So this is something we do with our stitch boxes. It's not just stitchy stuff, though it comes with stitchy stuff. We also include just cool stuff that fits the theme. Amanda and I are sort of working on a side project as well called Foxglove and Rue. I believe we talked about it during our last video, but we're making wax melts. And I'm sort of a scent enthusiast. I like things that smell nice. I like blending things, that sort of stuff. So it's really cool to be able to make the wax melts and include them in the boxes. And pretty soon we're also going to set up a shop to sell them directly to everyone. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the wax melt that we included in our box. It is called Graveyard, which is a really, you know, grim name for a wax melt, but I think it smells super nice. Let me see. The overly flowery description that I wrote for this is: the cold scent of cypress trees lining a graveyard path, sweetened by faint flowers and the wisp of dried tobacco. I have mentioned this before, but I am a fan of Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs perfume, and I really love their florid goth descriptions of their scents, so I kind of lean that way whenever I'm making these. So our wax melts are made with soy wax and fragrance, and we also include like a little bit of mica to make it look sparkly whenever you're melting it. These, it's not candles, you don't light them if you haven't used them before. You just have like a little warmer that's either electric, or you can use another candle to melt a wax, whatever you want to do. But it smells really nice, and you just sort of pop them out and break them into pieces. I can't get it open. Here we go. Oh, it smells so nice. It's really kind of a cold smell, but it still smells really good. It's cold, but it's got a little bit of sweetness, so it's kind of like a melancholy, chilly sort of scent, a little evergreen. Like this would be good just like on the very tail end or the very beginning of winter, when it's starting to get just a little cold, maybe frost in the morning. I'm really pleased with this one. I'm really proud of how that one worked out. Something else we like to include in our boxes are things to drink. And we've really enjoyed working with a tea blender that's based in Portland, Plum Deluxe Tea. We worked with them for our Sleepy Hollow box, where they made a custom blend. And this one, we used one of their blends that you can actually buy on their website. I believe it's seasonal, but it's usually on there. It's called Fireside Chat. It's a black tea. So you can see here, if you gotta pause, you can read the ingredients. But it is a smoked black tea, kind of like, I can't remember now. Oolong. It's an oolong tea, I think, or Lapsang Souchong. We'll just say smoked. It includes a smoked black tea. So when you open it up, it has this wonderful, like, smoky, just really rich scent to it. And in honor, it's funny because it kind of fit perfectly with what we emailed Andy, who's the owner of Plum Deluxe, about, and said, you know, we're doing this box about Edgar Allan Poe. We want to have a tea, like a black tea that's got maybe a little bit of like dark chocolate to it, but some vanilla to sweeten it up, kind of smoky, like a bourbon kind of note. And he had this one, which just fit exactly. It includes black tea, the smoked black tea, and rooibos tea, which is like an herbal tea that kind of adds a good depth to the flavor. Cinnamon, ginger, cacao, safflower, calendula, and then walnut, vanilla, and chocolate essences. So it's just, oh, it's delicious. I love this tea. Really excited about having that one in there, and we loved working with Plum Deluxe again. They're really awesome. Let's see, what else do we have in our box here? There is one of my favorite stickers ever. This is a little raven sticker by A Fink and Ink. I'm going to include all the URLs to all the different makers down below so you can go visit them. But like, I have some pins by this artist, and so when I went poking around looking for stuff for this box, I was really thrilled to find the stickers. And this one is just, I mean, it's the raven. It's obviously perfect for it. Another sticker that we included in there is one that we made ourselves, or we had made ourselves, but we love holographic stuff because it's really cool. And here you can have like hollow Poe, stick it on your floss box, wherever you want to put your stickers. Then this is one of my favorite things in the box just because it's so cute. It's a little string doll with Edgar. Here, I'll put my hand behind him so you can see him a little bit better. This one is by Kamebashi, which is a US-based company that works with artisans who hand make these in Thailand, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, handmade in Thailand, and they work really hard to pay fair wages and make sure that there's no abuse going on in their production line. So we're really excited to be able to work with them. But look at him, isn't he adorable? He's got his little raven and everything. Super cute. And another goodie that we included is by a brand called Horse and Hare. You can find them on Etsy, and they also have their own site. They make artwork that is stamped. So really cool raven. This is a little blank journal. We included that because, you know, you just need to write notes sometimes. I keep one of these in my purse. Not this one particularly, but I keep a little notebook in my purse. You can write project notes in there, that kind of thing. But we thought this was really cool. And we really like Horse and Hare's artwork a lot, so they've got some really cool stuff. And now we're getting into the more stitchy stuff that's in the box. So this is the one thing that's kind of not stitchy and could be stitchy if you really want to attach it to something, but it is a little pewter, let me put it behind there, pewter charm. It says, rest in peace, the little raven on it, and you flip it around, nevermore. Love it. And our friend Amanda at Cobweb and Rose, who we will also be featuring in our patterns in this box, created these lovely little floss drops for us. Raven. Each box came with 3. I'm just going to show you one. But as you can see, it's a little, there we go again, my hand, little raven shape. Has, I dropped it. I can't pick it up. Okay. So you can see, we've got a little hole up top to hold it on a ring, and then you can thread your floss through the bottom. It's really great for holding on to your floss during your projects. And like we said, came with 3 of them, so you get some floss drops there. Now we're gonna move on to the more stitchy stuff. So first up are the flosses. I hand-dyed these myself. It was a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying picking colors out and seeing how they come out whenever I start making them. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Raven. And this one, it's kind of hard to see the color on video. Obviously, it's a raven-inspired shade. I wanted it to look kind of like how you can look at a raven or crow's feathers and see sort of iridescence in different colors in it. So it is black, as you can tell. Let me see, can I get this in where it's gonna focus? Not really. It's black, but it also has little hints of purple to it. So whenever you look at it in the light, it's gonna be a little different. Also has tiny little patches of white in there. We can pretend this is like a pied crow, pied raven. Each skein is gonna be different, just because of the nature of hand dyeing. So you might get one, or you might have, if you got the box, you might have gotten one that was a little darker, a little more purple. And there are also tiny, tiny hints of green stuck in there too. So that one was fun and exciting to test out and see what I could make. This one is Mask of the Red Death, which is one of my favorite Poe stories. I mean, everybody loves The Raven because The Raven is great, you know, but Mask of the Red Death is just so weirdly, like there's such an impending sense of doom, obviously, because, you know, this plague is making its way through this party. It's really cool. This one I wanted to kind of evoke a splash of like bright arterial blood. Hopefully it did that. It's a variegated red, so it has some darker and some lighter patches in it. And that one was fun. And then this one is one of the stories that I rarely hear people talk about from Edgar Allan Poe, but has always been one of my favorites, is A Descent into the Maelstrom. I don't know why that story was so fascinating to me, especially when I was a kid. Just the idea of like, whoops, you're getting sucked into a whirlpool and diving down and seeing all kinds of terrifying things in the depths of the ocean. So that was the inspiration for, whoops, there we go. It's hard to find the focus spot here. It's like a nice, deep sort of, has a little bit of a greenish tone to it. Not really, I mean, it's more of a greenish blue than like a really true blue, but you can see it's dark. It has light patches for like the foam caught on the edge of the whirlpool. I really like that one. And the fabric that we dyed for this box is called the blank page because, I mean, it's obviously, it's a reference to writing in a blank page there, but also it's sort of like a blank, it is a blank canvas for you to use. So I'll show you the Ada first for it. It's, again, kind of hard to make out on camera, but I'm really pleased with how this one turned out. It's a nice, neutral sort of, get this picture in here right, parchment sort of color. Has some nice variegation to it. It is light, so it would work well on almost any project you want to do, unless it's something that's using really, really light colors. But there, I can get a little closer and you can sort of see a bit of the variegation that we have to it. And then we also have an option for 32 count Ada, 32 count linen along with the Ada. So, you know, whatever you prefer. And it is the same colorway. So sorry, it's been folded for a while, so it's a little creased in the middle, but as you can see, it's, let me hide behind it here. A nice, again, a little bit of variegation with sort of a, we tried to go for a good close to neutral beige, so it's not overly pinky or really gray. It's just, we wanted to get it right in the middle. So it makes, I think this is really nice looking. I really like this one. I'm gonna have to figure out something to stitch for myself on this color. So now we're at the really exciting part, the patterns. Like I said earlier, we really want to give you a whole bunch of patterns in the boxes to basically give you a lot of bang for your buck. You can probably, you know, get multiple projects out of each of our stitch boxes. And so this one, we had 6 different patterns in this box by several different designers. We're really excited about it. And our next box, we're actually gonna have even more patterns in it. It's gonna end up being like a little booklet of patterns. So we're really excited, happy about that one. So let's take a look at the patterns that we have. First of all, is by Cobweb and Rose, who's again our friend Amanda, who made this, the floss drops. She did a pattern that is the Fall of the House of Usher. Again, another one of my favorites. I just love so many Poe stories that I can't even cut it, you know, narrow it down. So that one is really cool. She stitched it on, what was that called? Mother Nature Fabrics, or she stitched it on a Mother Nature Lugana that's dyed by Mystic Fabrics, and we really love Mystic Fabrics very much. As you can see, it kind of has a swampy look in the background on that particular fabric. It's really cool. Really, really love that one. Next is actually my pattern. I've been designing some stuff, especially for the boxes, and eventually I'm going to get a chance to actually get my own shop set up. But we will see. Foxglove and Crow is me. And I did a toast for Edgar. So it's not specifically, here's the whole thing, not specifically about a story, but just sort of like a little desk with different Poe books. And the bottle of cognac and the glass is a reference to the Poe toaster, which sounds really ridiculous. It's like a toaster for Poe, but it's somebody who for many years would go to Poe's grave on the anniversary, it's either his birthday or his death, and I'll have to double check that, and would basically pour a glass of Martell cognac specifically. I made sure I put the Martell in there. Martell cognac, and toast it to Poe and would say something to him. It's kind of fallen off in the last several years, so people say they don't know who it was, so it's just kind of a creepy mystery. But yep, that's a reference to that one. And mainly I couldn't figure out which Poe story I wanted to do, so I decided to just do books. Because it looks like, as you can see, there are a lot of books in here. I like books. Next up, we have our contribution by Lindsay Swearingen of Tuscan Cardinal. She decided to do Annabelle Lee and created a little mausoleum with one of my favorite lines from it. We loved with a love that was more than love. I really like architectural cross-stitch, you know, based on buildings or tombs, as you can see here. That one's really great. Really lovely. Very excited about that one. And finally, we have 2 Witchy Stitcher patterns. Really thrilled and thankful to Meg for collaborating with us, and to all of the designers to collaborating with us on our boxes. The first pattern that she did was for the Raven, which you can see here. It's Leave My Loneliness Unbroken with Poe's gravestone and a raven on top of it. And she stitched this one on the Dark Spell fabric by the Primitive Hair, which looks awesome. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect for that fabric. I believe we have some in the shop if you want to take a look at it. And her second pattern she did is, if you followed Meg for long, you know, she does have sort of a Poe portrait pattern. So she decided to sort of redo and update that to incorporate references to other of his, sorry if you hear my kid, she's upstairs, to incorporate other references to his works. So this is Master of the Macabre. Look at that, isn't that awesome? So you have the black cat and the raven and the telltale heart down here. That's another, I just love Poe so much, my gosh. So yeah, that one, super, I love this so much, Meg. But yeah, that's it for Edgar Allan Poe box. And if you managed to snag one, we hope you really enjoyed it, and we really loved seeing all of your unboxings, all of that kind of stuff. And stay tuned, and we'll be announcing the themes for our next boxes very soon. But thank you for watching. Be sure to give us a follow on YouTube here or on social media. We obviously post on social media more often than we do on YouTube. You know, busy lives. Amanda is also working full-time outside of doing shop stuff, so it's kind of cut into, you know, our ability to make videos together and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're working hard getting the next boxes ready, and we're really excited to see what you think about them. But thanks for watching. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think, especially if you got one of the Poe boxes, or drop us a link to your own unboxing of the Poe box if you posted one and we missed it somehow. We tried watching, but you know, road trips, my kid in school, Amanda working, it's just been kind of nutty. So thanks a lot.